You know, when you look at the view from the sky, we also had a view from the ground during this particular storm. In fact, we had meteorologist Haley Meyer, who was out tracking the storm live from the and within the Fox weather beast. She captured some of these images as a tornado emergency was issued for Garfield County, Oklahoma.
Only the second tornado emergency issued so far this year. And Haley joins us live this morning from Enid, Oklahoma, with the first images of the storm's aftermath. Good morning, Haley. So you were there last night. You had a bit of a long night. Walk us through your experience then and what you're seeing this morning as we have daylight.
Well, we knew that there was a high propensity for a violent tornado, and I really do believe that's exactly what we saw just yesterday, and this damage is somewhat of an indicator. What you're looking at right now, we're very close to Vance Air Force Base. As a matter of fact, it's just to the northern side of me right now, but we're at some type of construction staging site, so very heavy equipment and machinery, but this is likely the very beginning of this tornado, and it only garnered strength as it continued to move off to my right-hand side and impacted neighborhood. That neighborhood's been completely shut down, but it is likely where the reports of injuries came from and also people trapped in homes. So let me take you through some of this damage and what I'm seeing. Here is likely some type of construction tanker. Whether or not it is filled or empty, I can't quite conclude that. I'm imagining it is empty. If it were to be empty, it's about 10 to 15,000 pounds. In that case, this could be anywhere between EF1 to potentially an EF2. The National Weather Service is coming out shortly. They'll start their damage survey. It can take a few hours. We're in communication with them right now. Notice how this was on wheels though, so likely not anchored into the ground. And whether something is anchored firmly into the ground is also another key difference between just how strong those tornadic winds were. Briefly, just kind of taking you inside what is some type of command center here. You can see all of the wires dropping down. The glass on the northern side didn't quite break, but it does seem like it's shatterproof glass. But this vehicle obviously completely destroyed. Now I walk you over to the other side of this truck, and you can actually see what looks like some type of construction job site. This would be more of a trailer, but it likely was lofted and rolled just a touch. Now, one thing that's interesting to me about this particular setup as we get a little bit closer here, this was anchored into the ground. And this mud, it's a little bit loose. So it's not like we're dealing with very heavy soil. It's not going to be the hardest thing to rip something out of the ground. But the fact that this was lifted in some capacity and then tossed, yet again, that's another sign that this was a very intense tornado. The Air Force Base is just off to the right-hand side. So Jared, I'll have you turn around just real quickly. We've got a couple of tarps that seem to be ripped off. You can see the Fox Weather Beast, which was our mode of transportation all last night. But the situation got dangerous, quick, fast, and in a hurry. We initially were near Brames, Oklahoma, which was just to the north, or Brahman, Oklahoma. That was just to the north of us by about 30 or so miles. That's where we had a tornado touchdown. That's where Brandon Kopic shot the video of those two tornadoes doing the Fujiwara effect, almost dancing around each other. A lot of times when you see something like that, it can be an indicator of a wedge tornado that's attempting to drop with multiple vortices. We didn't quite see that. That eventual tornado became rain-wrapped. Overall, from at least what I have heard out of Brahman, it was primarily some highway damage, potentially one structure that saw some significant damage. No word on how sturdy that structure was, but likely the National Weather Service going to be out surveying that damage as well. But very quickly, right afterwards, we saw the very tail end of that MCS cluster produce this tornado. It was a violent stovepipe that went on for a long period of time. Well, this was the genesis, and even if you look off to my other right-hand side, you can see again more of that construction equipment, but it's more indicative of the twisting effect that the tornado can provide. Now, what happened with this tornado, it was stationary and made a couple of loops, and unfortunately that happened right over the Gray Ridge community. Those homes look sturdy. They look like they are going to be key damage indicators for the National Weather Service as they head out later today. Unfortunately, guys, as you've been pointing out, this was day one of a multi-day severe weather outbreak likely, and so we'll be live on the ground yet again come Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, providing you the latest.
Yeah, I mean, being able to track where the storms were going to erupt and getting them further south. I know we had also Kansas that concern there, but waiting to get some updates further into this morning, as you mentioned, Haley, to see how Enid is recovering this morning. I know we had those injuries you mentioned, but we're just hoping everybody was able to get to the safe place. And pardon if you mentioned it, but I know Enid was under a severe thunderstorm warning later after the tornado. So, that back-to-back makes recovery efforts really challenging.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even going to bed yesterday, the thunder was roaring. It was loud. There was some instances of some hail, heavy rain. A lot of that, thankfully, just passed south of Enid proper and of that Gray Ridge area. So the hope was it didn't hurt any recovery efforts, but there was immediate people on scene. Within 15 minutes, we saw a staging area of firemen, emergency management. I saw parades of 20 or 30 police vehicles. And the good news is, at least from the police officer I spoke to today, there have been no word of fatalities. Obviously, that can change. We hope it doesn't. But at this point, it seems like all of the injuries were minor, no word of anybody in critical condition or fatalities again. So this could be likely best case scenario. And I think a lot of ways that just speaks to how fortified Oklahomans are, and they know what to do in case of a tornado emergency. And as you said, the second one we've seen this year.
Yeah, second one we've seen this year. And I think, NWS out of Norman saying this is the first ever tornado emergency for Enid. They've had under a dozen for the warning area. But still, wild to see, and we still have a long weekend to go. Appreciate that update, Haley Meyer there out of Enid, Oklahoma this morning.